You are not exhausted because you are working too hard. You're exhausted because you've signed a secret contract with yourself, one that absolutely guarantees you will never ever feel completely satisfied. We're fed this idea that happiness is a reward. Like it's this shiny trophy you only get to hold after years of relentless, grinding hard work. Well, that's a complete lie. And honestly, it's a lie we've all fallen for. Just think about it. You tell yourself, once I get that promotion, or once the house is perfectly clean, or once I finally hit my savings goal, well, then I'll let myself be happy. Do you see what's happening? We are literally holding our own joy hostage.
Part 1. The Contract of Unhappiness.
Picture this. It's the end of the day. You sink into the couch, totally and utterly drained, but your brain is still screaming at you that you didn't do enough. That terrible feeling? That isn't a failure of productivity on your part. That is what we call the contract of unhappiness. It's this hidden belief that you cannot rest or be happy until you reach a specific, often entirely imaginary, destination. Our explainer today tackles this by looking at a beautifully tragic fable from our source material. It's about a traveler who became completely obsessed with the sunset. He didn't want to just sit and watch it though. He believed that if he could physically reach the exact horizon where the sun touched the earth, he would finally capture eternal warmth and golden light. Which leads us to part 2, chasing a ghost. Put yourself in that traveler's shoes for a second. Your lungs are burning, your muscles are aching, your eyes are just locked on that distant line of gold. You keep telling yourself, I just need to push a little harder, just over the next hill. I absolutely cannot rest until I reach that golden line. So he ran for it with all his might. But here's the catch. In doing so, he completely ignored the cool evening breeze. He couldn't smell the pine trees around him. He didn't even feel the soft grass right beneath his own feet. He just kept running until the horizon naturally moved further away. And eventually, he was left utterly exhausted, bitter, and collapsing in the cold dark. He collapsed chasing a destination that literally didn't exist. Now think about how directly this mirrors our own moments of burnout. I mean, how many times have you put your head down and just ground your way through a beautiful sunny day, ignoring your family, ignoring your own physical need to just stop and take a breath, all to hit some arbitrary deadline for a project that, once finished, was instantly replaced by another one? It's a tragic irony. We miss the entire beauty of the actual journey for an illusion that just keeps moving further and further away from us.
So how do we fix this? That's part 3, the Zen reframe.
As our traveler lay there shivering in the dark, feeling like a total failure, a Zen master happened to be walking by, and I really want you to lean in and listen to what he whispered. Because look, the usual advice we get in our modern world is run faster or optimize your routine, right? But the master offers something entirely different. He says, the light you seek is already on your face. You only feel the darkness because you are running away from where you are. Just take a moment and sit with that. The problem isn't that you aren't working hard enough. It's not that you aren't running fast enough. The darkness you feel, that bone-deep exhaustion, is actually caused by the sheer act of running away from the present moment. You are fleeing the exact place where your life is actually happening. This right here is the absolute core shift we need to make. We spend our whole lives trapped in this agonizing illusion of what should be. We're chasing that ghost horizon, constantly running, constantly feeling like we're somehow falling behind. We have to trade that in for what is, the sun that is already shining, the soft grass you are standing on right now. Happiness is not a reward for your hard work. It is simply the state of mind you achieve the very second you stop comparing what is with what should be.
Part 4. Tearing up the contract. All right, it is time to stop diagnosing the problem and actually do something about it. Here is exactly how we start to heal, straight from our source material. First, stop comparing what is with what should be. You have to catch yourself doing it. When you feel that familiar tightness in your chest, ask yourself, am I arguing with reality right now? Second, recognize that the horizon is a ghost. You know that imaginary future where your inbox is at absolute zero and all your life's problems are perfectly sorted out? It doesn't exist. It never will. And third, accept that the sun is already here. The capacity to breathe, to feel the warmth of the day, to experience peace, that is available to you right at this very second. Which brings us to your assignment for today. I want you to tear up one contract today. Just one. Find that specific, hidden condition you've placed on yourself. You know the one. That rule that says, I can't be proud of myself until X happens. Find it and mentally rip it to shreds. Because you are allowed to be happy right now. You are allowed to rest before the work is perfectly finished. Because honestly, the work is never perfectly finished.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. What contract of misery are you holding on to today?
What impossible condition are you placing on your own joy? Look at the light that is already on your face. You don't have to run anymore.
Subscribe for daily wisdom.